Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi. Wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Wa nashhadu anna sayyidina Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Awalam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, Awalam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara. Aren't you aware, if we address it to ourselves, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always looking at you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always gazing at you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows every single thing about you. Now, normally, this verse is used to make us fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this verse should make us fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is something we teach our children. Young children are taught this about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the very first things we teach children after teaching them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is we teach them that Allah ta'ala is Al-Basir, He's always looking at you, He's Al-Khabir, He's always aware of you, He's As-Sami', He's always listening to you. He's Al-Alim, He knows everything about you. This is basics. But me and you and adults who are still not fully aware of these basics, it's very easy to say these four attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in reality, much of our life we forget these things. But there's another way to understand this verse, and that is not when the person is sinning, but when the person is in obedience, in itaat, when the person is worship in ibadat. So for example, before you pray salah, remind yourself, Allah Ta'ala is looking at me, Allah Ta'ala is seeing me, Allah Ta'ala is listening to me, Allah Ta'ala is aware of me. Who are we to be noticed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is our salah, what is our sajda? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Aliyul Azim, should actually even notice us. Can you imagine how you would feel in your salah? That's another feeling. And that's a very important thing that a lot of us lack. And the reason we may not feel something in our salah is because we forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is noticing us in salah. Doesn't mean you should feel proud, or you should feel mighty, or you should feel like you accomplished, but you will enjoy salah. When you talk to somebody, even an ordinary human being, and you feel that they're listening to you, then you feel they're really paying attention to you, and then you feel they're looking right at me. Allahu Akbar, it's a different conversation. And if you talk to someone and they're half listening to you, half listening to something else, kind of looking at you, looking around also. We know because we talk to people a lot. Nahi samjhe? Nahi samjhe? Well, the person who's sitting and we can tell they're looking, they're listening. It's a different feeling. And the person who's looking around, wandering around, half listening to us, half listening to his own thoughts in his mind, it's a different feeling. Alam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara. Awalam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara. Allahu Akbar kabira. But there's a fear in it, and there's a hope in it. There's a fear in it, and there's a love in it. And that's the asl. Every aspect of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and every relationship we have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has both aspects. A fear in it, taqwa, and a hope in it, a love aspect. Some people are lacking in the fear aspect. Some people are lacking in the love aspect. Most of us are lacking in both aspects. Most of us need to work on both. We need more love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need more fear for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't need it necessarily more in the masjid. We need it more out there. And the first place to start is at home. Normally, what ulama do, I myself have done this mostly in my life, is anytime we want to talk about home, we leave that for ladies' biyam. So whenever we give ladies bayan, we talk to them about how to be in the home, women's role in the home, bringing sukoon in the home, being mother in the home, being good wife in the home, being good daughter-in-law. Allahu Akbar. Even we've reached the depths of bayan, even talking about daughter-in-law. But the men don't get this bayan. Allahu Akbar, that's off the topic. But everything is topic of deen. So let me actually talk to you a little bit about that also. Because actually the men have a much greater role to play in the home and the family than they realize. It's not just the women's job. Maybe you might say, okay, she does the cooking, I do the working. There may be some division of labor like that. But making the home a place of deen, making the home a place of sukoon, making the home a place of salam, making the home a place of itminan, it's not just the woman, she can't do it alone. No doubt there are many times when maybe the woman isn't doing as much, and there are many times that the man isn't doing as much. Not being as good a husband as he could be, not being as good a father as he could be, not being as good a son as he could be, not being as good a grandfather as he could be. Ye bhi hai. Yeah? Allahu Akbar. So let me start with that at the top. In historical times, in our especially more traditional Muslim cultures, the grandfather was the softest, most gentle person in the house. Nana Jan, Dada Jan, in our Urdu. Dear granddad. Very soft. And they were a person of hikmah, a person of wisdom, and they would be the one who would solve and resolve any family problem. उर्दू कहते हैं बड़ों के पास लेकर जाएंगे और बड़ा फैसला कर लेंगे और बड़े हिकमत के साथ, बड़े हमदर्दी के साथ, बड़े ज़र्फ़ के साथ फैसला कर लेंगे और हम सब उनके फैसले पर राज़ी भी हो जाएंगे. They will decide on the basis of a lot of compassion and gentleness and wisdom and knowledge, and we're all confident in their decision. In fact, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned a hadith, it's a Hasan hadith, al-barakatu ma'a akabirukum. Barakah, blessings, lies in your elders. Akabir, your elders. Can be elders in age, can be elders in deen, elders in ilm. Alright? That's also a role that many men aren't playing anymore. Those who reach that age. Sometimes people come to me with problem, and I ask them, okay, you're telling me I'm traveling Shaykh in your town. I'm just here for a few days or a few hours sometimes. How much can I really do for you? Do you have family? Yes. Do you have any elders in your family? Yes. Are your parents alive? Yes. Do you have any grandparents? Yes. Do you have any uncles? Yes. I said, well, you have so many people. Nobody can help me from them. You have so many people and nobody that can help you? I said, no. Why? Because this one is angry, this one is upset, this one is short-tempered. Nobody can bring their issues to them. Allahu Akbar. Ajib. So they have to ask a random visiting Shaykh about their critical family issue that requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of care to solve it. It's a problem. Because the man isn't fulfilling the role in the house. That man even used to not just be the elder of the family. In our traditional culture, we would call it the village elder, the tribal elder. They would have so much hikmah, and they'd be able to do so much sulah. Sulah, yani they used to mend the broken relations, bring harmony into the broken hearts. Man is not able to do that. Now we go next step down. Father. A father doesn't just mean to earn. That's not an Islamic concept. That's actually a Western concept. Father is murabbi. Murabbi of the children. Mu'allim and murabbi is the educator and trainer of the children. It's not enough just to earn and put food in front of your children. It has nothing to do with akhirat. Making sure they eat and have clothing and have schooling and have roof, all of that no doubt is part of your duty, but it has nothing to do with akhirat. That was your duty as a father, that you were their kafil, yani their guardian in this world. Then you had a second duty, which is a more important duty, which is that you were their murabbi. You were their murabbi. Many times when mothers write us these emails about their children, so I ask them, well, what about the father, right? The father, he doesn't do anything. There's no tarbiyah, doesn't train the children, guide the children. Father earns, but beyond that, so that's not going to work. Deen of Islam does not. Rabbi irhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. In Arabic it means, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my Rabb, send your mercy on the two of them, my father and mother both, because both of them did my tarbiyah when I was young. Both of them were my Rabbi when I was young. This is a mistake also many men we have, that we think, okay, it's the mom's job to raise and train the children. Maybe once upon a time when we were living in a very pious world, pious society, one parent would have been enough. Even sometimes women, they say like this, that even though I'm married, I'm a single parent. What do they mean? They're married, but a single parent means they're married, but the father, the husband, is not doing any parenting of the children. What does it mean? Father's not doing any tarbiyah of the children. And you want to live in this country and in this society with so many dangers out there. You'll be amazed. And if you try this, and I'm sure many of you are fathers in this room, you try it. You'd be amazed. For the mother, she has to give hours. The father, I can tell you from experience also, Father, Allah Ta'ala puts barakah, you can get away with minutes. Literally. You spend 20, 30 minutes with your child, you'd be amazed what a deep effect that has. What a long-lasting effect that has when the father spends even half an hour with the children. Another tip I will give you, those of you who have multiple children, and mashallah, that's the nature of our ummah, we have multiple children. One fellow was telling me on the before, between Maghrib and Isha, that the government has made some, I don't know what, you won't get benefits if you have more than 2 children. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Trying to guide you not to have more than 2 children. Allahu Alam. But a reliable person told me this. Ajib. So those of us who have multiple children, so what you have to do is you have to spend time with them alone, separately, individually, each child separately. Many people do each child every day, but you need to have one-on-one time with that child. If the father sits with one of the children alone, sits with them, talks to them, walks with them, bark with them, whatever you do, but it's just you and that child, you will be amazed even. You will come back to me and you will tell me, I didn't even know my child. Yes? I didn't even know that he had these ideas and these mannerisms. It's when I actually sat down with him alone and spent quality one-on-one time with him that I got to know my own son, my own daughter. It's very critical, because if you don't have sukoon in home, you won't be able to have sukoon in deen. It's not possible. You can be a huge alim, huge shaykh, huge da'i, huge donor, huge committee, big imam. If you don't have sukoon in home, you will not have sukoon in deen. Not possible. Khilaf is sunnah. It's not the sunnah model. It's not the sunnah way. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he had sukoon at home and he had sukoon in deen. There's no separation for him. Those of you who know your seerah, you would even know there were 1 or 2 instances when there was, that we normally don't express these things, but let's say, how would you say it with adab, some slight divergences between Ummahat al-Mu'mineen. Some slight, very slight puncturing of sukoon in the home. Because he wouldn't have sukoon in his deen until this thing was sorted out. It had to be sorted out. There was no separation for him. No separation for him. And then, a third one, which is husband. Husband. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. The purpose of spouse is that each spouse gets sukoon from the other spouse, and each spouse gives sukoon to the other spouse. It's a word in Quran. Sukoon. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran that He has placed mawadda wa rahma between the 2 spouses. Mawadda means tender, kind affection. Rahma means mercy, forgiving, that you overlook the person's flaws. It's a big word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses, rahmah, because rahmat is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sifat, major sifat, master sifat, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And He's saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself has placed rahmah between the husband and wife. Now when does rahmah occur? Rahmah occurs when there's a problem. You don't be merciful to someone who's fine. You need to be merciful to someone when they mess up. They have some flaw, some fault, some mistake, some shortcoming. Then the question of rahmah comes. It means that when the spouse has a flaw and shortcoming, you have to be merciful towards them. It's the teaching of Quran al-Kareem. It's the teaching and will and wish of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the hidayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sukoon, mawadda, rahmah. So 3 words for being a husband. Alright? So it's important that the men also should work on this matter of trying to increase their sukoon at home. And one big reason is for the sake of the children. Because the children can detect, in their heart they can detect when there's no sukoon between their father and mother. They can detect when there's no sukoon at home. And that's very dangerous. Because if they realize that, and they feel that, they won't take deen from those parents. It doesn't matter how big the beard is, doesn't matter how big the turban is, doesn't matter how long the jubbah is, doesn't matter how much Quran is memorized, doesn't matter how big an alim the person is. Their child will not take deen from them unless they see that the parent has sukoon in the home. Obviously, number 1 responsibility is we want our children to take deen from us. We want our children to be qaim and mustaqim, yani firm and established on deen. So, and in fact, I think every bayan probably that all ulama give for women in the home, all of it has a parallel, equivalent bayan that can be given to men on how the men should be in the home. Now I'll tell you the real reason I just told you all this is because I gave a bayan in Blackburn a few hours ago on women how to be in the home, and now sitting in front of you I realized that I better give the same guidance to men in Blackburn how to become better in the home so that both sides are covered. Alright? Here, so we were talking about yaqeen. Yaqeen in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yaqeen that He's looking at you, He knows you, He's watching you, He's aware of you. Even you think of the khutbah that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam he recited in nikah. All 3 ayahs are about taqwa. Ittaqullah, ittaqullah, ittaqullah. Alladhina tasa'uluna bihi wal arham. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you about this nikah, about your relations, about how you are with your family. You must fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know that He's looking at you and watching you, and He knows what's in your heart every time you are in the home. Now the question is that today, why don't believers have yaqeen? Iman is something else, yaqeen is something else. These are 2 different things. Iman, alhamdulillah, all of us have iman. You wouldn't be sitting in this masjid if you didn't have iman. Yaqeen is something else. Yaqeen changes your life. Iman is the beginning, yaqeen is the end. Both words are in Quran. Yu'minun, yuqinun. Both words are in Quran. Yaqeen. So we learned from Shaykh that the way to get yaqeen is to reflect on these attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ayat in Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Himself and His relationship with us. The hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he mentions Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His relationship with people. Then you will get yaqeen. You'll be amazed, a lot of Muslims have a lot of information about Islam, but they have very little knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have a lot of information about Islam, but they have very little knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to be called marifat. That person was called an arif. Like a very famous incident that is mentioned in the early books of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah ta'ala. They used to sit, and 2 different names are mentioned in different narrations. He used to sit with a Shaykh. And the Shaykh was not an alim, not a muhaddis, like Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah ta'ala was a great hadith scholar. So some of his students who were learning hadith from him, they asked him, Imam Ahmad, why do you sit with this person? I don't understand. You were such a big muhaddith and thousands of people learn hadith from you, and you sit with this person. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala gave an answer. He said, Ana alimun bi kitabillah. I am a scholar of the book of Allah, yani Quran. Wa huwa alimun billah. Allahu Akbar. Huwa alimun billah. He is an alim about Allah. I know book of Allah, hadith of the Prophet. He knows Allah. Allahu Akbar. Ajib. It's different knowledge. Now the purpose of knowing Quran, knowing Sunnah is to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Imam Ahmad realized. The purpose of all knowledge of deen is to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will fear Him. You don't need bayan and fear of Allah. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will love Him. You won't need bayan and love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will never miss salah. You won't need bayan and importance of salah. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will feel close to Him in salah. You won't need workshop on how to feel on prayer. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will eliminate your arrogance and pride, and you will eliminate your envy and jealousy. You won't need purification of heart lecture series. And when you don't know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you can go to all the bayans and all the workshops and gather all the information. You still won't be able to do amal on it and practice it until you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll give you an example. Do any of you know that Allah ta'ala said in Quran to lower your gaze? You have the information, right? Or you don't know, you don't have information. I need to give you bayan and tell you that. You already know it. So if you can't do it, why? Why can't you do it? It's not because you don't have the information. You have the information. But you don't have yaqeen. You don't know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't realize if I look at her, or when I look at her, or whenever I look at her, Allah Ta'ala is looking at me. If you knew that at that moment, you would never look. Believe me. It's not possible. It's only shaitan level who can do that. It's only shaitan who can look at Allah Ta'ala and still disobey Him. That's Iblis. You understand? When Allah Ta'ala called Iblis to the gathering, when He showed Adam alayhi salam to the angels, and He asked Iblis to represent the jinn, and then He told everyone in the gathering, all angels and Iblis as well, to make sajda, and Iblis refused. He refused to make sajda while looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can you imagine? It's only Iblis can disobey Allah Ta'ala in yaqeen. Is yaqeen? You understand? Iblis is not an atheist. It's not like he doesn't believe that Allah Ta'ala exists. Iblis 100% believes Allah Ta'ala exists. He is talking to Allah Ta'ala. It's in Quran. He has heard from Allah Ta'ala. He's gotten Kalamullah. He has heard the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's also in Quran. So that's Iblis then. And the mean you don't want to be like that? So what does it mean that we are disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because we don't have yaqeen. We have iman, we have information, but we don't know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's called marfat. Allahu Akbar kabira. You know, when Muslims would realize this, in our history, there were so many Muslims then who would struggle and spend years to get this marfat. Not because they wanted to be some big Sufi, big wilayat. That wasn't the reason. They wanted to get marifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of the reason I told you, that they knew that if I truly know Allah ta'ala, then I will truly obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I truly know Allah ta'ala, then I will truly love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I truly know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will truly fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what they knew. That's why they wanted this knowledge. Today some people have another problem, that they want to be Sufi for the sake of being Sufi. एक शौक लग जाता है कि मैं भी सूफी बन जाऊँ, फलां से बैत हो जाऊँ, अपने आप को सूफी समझूँ. There's no benefit to that. There's no purpose in that. There's no value in that. Everything is about obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we call ubudiyya in Arabic, abdiyat in Urdu, Farsi, bandagi. Slavehood. Everything in deen is for that reason. If you have some information about deen and it doesn't make you a better slave, that information is going to count against you on the Day of Judgment. You be up there. Sunnah dua. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made dua to teach us. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa. Ya Allah, I seek refuge in you from knowledge that won't benefit me. I don't want that knowledge. I don't want knowledge that won't benefit me. Allahu Akbar kabira. You know, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu also made dua. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min ash-shirki wa ash-shakki. Ya Allah, it's impossible, inconceivable that Nabi Kareem Sallallahu could ever have shirk or shak. But he was teaching us. It was to teach us that you should make this dua. You have Iman, be afraid you could lose it. You have Tawheed, be afraid you could lose it. You are certain about faith, be afraid you could enter into doubts. Always seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Slave. This is the training of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how to make us into a slave. Because the slave is humble. Always humble. Scared. You can find that in this world. It means a slave who is scared of losing his slavehood. The worldly slave, he wants to lose his, he wants to be free, right? Because he's slave of some worldly master or slave to his nafs. But the person who is slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their greatest fear is they lose their slavehood. नहीं सुनने वो अपना गुलामी छूटने का डरते. They want to remain slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They want every act of a slave. They want every feeling of a slave. Every moment they want to be slave. They don't even want to spend a few moments not being a slave. That's called deen. That's called yaqeen. That's a mission. That's a way of life. That's an attitude. That's a lifestyle. That has to be in the home. That has to be in the workplace. It can't only be in the masjid, or when you're with Shaykh, or when you're with alim, or when you're with imam, or when you're in dawah. It has to be everywhere, all the time. All the time. The person has to be abd. All the time a person becomes abd when they have this yaqeen. Then you'll be amazed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran has also mentioned another aspect of getting yaqeen, which a lot of us don't do, right? And what is that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that if you look in the signs around you, as an example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْأَفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. We will show them our signs of our existence. In afaq means all of the external creation, all the way up to the horizons, galaxies, and anfus in their own selves. Everywhere they look, they can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can find His signs. And if they close their eyes and they think about themselves, even there they can find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anfus doesn't just mean microcellular biology. It's not always just about science. It also means feelings. When you look in yourself and you find this feeling of love, you found Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who gave you that emotion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the feeling and emotion of love and gave insan that feeling of love so that they could love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the emotion of fear and gave insan that feeling of fear so they could fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why you have these emotions. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, these emotions are for me. La takhshawhum makhshawni. Allah ta'ala says, don't fear them, fear only me. Because He saw that insan were using the emotions that Allah ta'ala had given them for Him. Instead they were using this for ghair. Like if you fall in love with ghairullah, najais, unlawful ghairullah. Can you imagine? Now imagine Allah Ta'ala's ghairat at this moment. That He gave you love so you would love Him, or love for His sake, or in His name, lillah fillah. And you took the feeling that He gave you and you fell in love with some ghair mahram. This is another thing. Because some people, they also have this excuse that no, it's not lust, it's love. Allah subhanallah. They say it's not lust, it's love. So okay, let's say we accept what you say. It's not lust, it's love. I mean romance, okay. Who gave you this ability to love? Who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you're going to take the ability to love that He gave you to love some woman who He doesn't allow you to love? It doesn't matter now if it's lust or not. It's still haram. You call it romance, you call it love, it's still haram. But that's when you have yaqeen, you will understand these things. Otherwise, the person who was giving this argument, they were thinking that love is their own, and okay, what am I supposed to do? I'm a human being, I fell in love. You're a slave. What do you mean you're a human being? You're a slave. Your love is a slave. Your feelings are a slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your thoughts are a slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your words are a slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your actions have to become slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your glances have to become slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's nothing of our own. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that He has purchased the believers away an anfus and their entire selves, their entire beings, بِأَنَّ لَهُمُ الْجَنَّةِ, in exchange for Jannah. So we're already sold. There was a time when people used to get yaqeen from this. You know how much yaqeen Allah Ta'ala is actually addressing kuffar in these ayat. He's actually telling people who don't even have iman that if you reflect in the afaq and the anfus, you will get yaqeen in me. And today the world is completely the opposite. Through science and learning science, and youth who go study science, they become atheists, they leave iman. Well, Allah Ta'ala was saying in the Quran that you're atheist and you look at science, you will find my signs and you will come to iman. That's why it's another thing I will also tell you along the way, that not picking on any particular place, but generally the masajid and makatib should teach science. You may be shocked. You should teach science to your children, because when they learn science from a believer, then when they go to school and the atheist tries to teach them science, it won't affect them. For example, if throughout their maktab years they always hear this over and over again, and Allah Ta'ala created the sun, and Allah Ta'ala did this, and Allah Ta'ala did this, and Allah Ta'ala made the cell, and Allah Ta'ala did this. When they walk into science class and the same thing they hear minus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will hear, oh yeah, I heard that, yeah, I know Allah Ta'ala made the cell. They're talking to me about cell, I know Allah Ta'ala made cell. I've already known that, already before. And believe me, that young boy who takes science from the masjid, he will take Quran, Hadith, Sunnah, Sharia, everything from the masjid. Everything he will take from the masjid. Everything. And you can even connect this with deen. First thing you should teach them about science is the sun and the moon. You should teach them how to find the Qibla. This was one of our fields we used to do. It's called spherical trigonometry. You teach them that, they will enjoy it. You teach them the science of the prayer times. You teach them about zawal. You give them a practical demonstration. You take a stick and you take them out at that time and you show them the shadow is declining, then it's increasing. As soon as it starts increasing again, Zohar starts. Then you make a competition. The first person who calls out when the shadow increases, he will get to say adhan for Zohar. All the kids will want to call out. That kid who never in his life ever even made intention to call adhan for Zohar, all of a sudden he's excited and he wants to win competition, so he gets to call adhan for Zohar. And then after you teach them all of that science, then you give them presentation on the ayat of Quran about sun and moon. They will have so much yaqeen in Quran. You will have given them vaccination against kufr. Yeah, you have to give them vaccination. Someday, like you get vaccination, immunization. They will get yaqeen. Allah Ta'ala is saying in Quran to kuffar and mushrikeen. This one ayat I recited to you, there's so many ayat. So many ayat in Quran. It tells them, just look, forget, okay, you don't accept Prophet ﷺ, you don't accept Quran, look. Look and reflect on creation, you will get iman. Allah Akbar Kabira. Ajib. We've lost this part of hidayah. We don't ourselves and we don't train our children to get iman and yaqeen in this. Next way to get yaqeen is through amal. Amal. When you practice deen, you will get yaqeen on deen. When you practice deen, you will get yaqeen on deen. If there's some part of deen that you don't practice, you will never understand it. Never. And you will never be certain about it. You will never understand and be certain about it until you practice it yourself. Perfect example of this for you is Hajj. When a person does Hajj, then they realize what an azim ibadat Hajj is. What an incredible place Kaaba is. What incredible blessing Allah has given us in Medina Munawwara. And if somebody's never gone yet, they can believe it, but they won't have yaqeen. So when you do amal, when you practice something, you get yaqeen in deen. Another thing comes, but that's a bit later, after amal. When a person does amal with ikhlas, then they get something that is called hal. Hal doesn't mean you're jumping up and down, or that your heart can vibrate like that. Once there was a person who insisted on hugging me. Insisted. I don't know why he was insisting. So when he hugged me, he tried to make his heart vibrate. thinking maybe this is some sign of his Sufism, that he can make his physical heart vibrate. And he tried to press his heart against mine and squeeze me and like that. Ya Allah. Allahu Akbar Kabira. So then just get a massage chair for that person, then all the deen will be taken care of. Just get a massage chair and plug it in, he's good to go. That has nothing to do. What does that have to do with anything? So he was surprised because when he pulled back from me, he thought I was going to say something to him. Like I would get some big gush for something and say, oh, mashallah, you have so much nur in your heart. Wow, I just looked at him like that. That's it. Then he walked away very disappointed. Allahu Akbar Kabira. The hal doesn't mean that. Hal in our deen had nothing to do with jumping, vibration, screaming, yelling. Hal was a word used in our deen to describe the feelings of iman. Halatul taqwa, halatul sabr, halatul shukr, halatul mahabba, halatul khawf, halatul khashiyya, the hal of tawakkul. Listen, you will experience these feelings of iman. These are sunnah feelings of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Feel the tawakkul the Sahaba Ikram felt on Badr. That's called a hal. That you got that same type of tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Nothing to do with vibration and jumping. Hal, that comes from amal. When a person gets halat of qurb and salah, they actually feel the qurb and the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside their salah. Then they get so much yaqeen. You can never move a person from salah. Never can they leave salah once they feel qurb. Until they get that qurb, they're in danger. Maybe they'll skip it. Because they know other hal. They know the enjoyment of sleep. It's another hal. They know sleep is very enjoyable. And they don't know the hal of the pleasure of salah. So when it comes to pick, they might sometimes pick fajr. They know the hal of being in a warm blanket. Just khair, the fellows here, but I'll say it anyway. So just last night, I spent night in Burnley. And it's a little bit cold for me. So I was under this blanket, and I was amazed that even though the room is cold, I never reflected on this in my life. Ajib, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much He's helped us. Just my body heat warmed up the blanket, and then the blanket being warmed by my body heat, then the blanket started warming me. And I was fine the whole night. I said, Ya Allah, you made a system inside me, my own heating system is heating me. Allahu Akbar Kabira. So then you start enjoying. And when you sleep like that, unless you know the hal of the heat of fajr, you will rather prefer the hal of the heat of yourself and heat of blanket. Ajib. That also gives a person yaqeen. And then the last thing to tell you tonight, maybe two last things. One is how people lose yaqeen, and then how to gain that yaqeen back. This is a very important thing, because everything I told you up till now, it can all be lost. It can all be lost. Allahu Akbar Kabira. That's the deep thing about our deen also. Until you die, you're never sure. You got yaqeen through amal, you can lose it. You got yaqeen through hal, you can lose it. You got yaqeen because you knew Allah Ta'ala, you can lose it. You got yaqeen because you reflected on that afaq anfus, you can lose it. Let me explain to you this. There are 3-4 major ways that a person loses yaqeen. 1 or 2 you will be able to guess, and 1 or 2 will be new for most of you. Number 1 that you should all know is sin. Sometimes a person does sin, they lose their yaqeen. They lose their yaqeen. I'll give you an example. In Ramadan, when you were fasting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe you spent some nights in worship, in last 10 nights, you would have gotten hal. You would have felt closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You would have felt that taqwa, at least touched it, at least tasted it. You had yaqeen. If after Ramadan you go back to sinning, you will lose the yaqeen you got in Ramadan. Maybe you spent Ramadan, you never missed a Fajr Salah, and you started enjoying istiqamat on Salah, and you started enjoying listening to the Imam recite long Qirat in Fajr, and it became a part of you, and you thought, I will never, ever, ever miss this thing again. But after Ramadan, you ended up in some sin, you will miss it. Be snatched from you. Oh, you went to Umrah or Hajj and you looked at Kaaba and you enjoyed looking at Kaaba and you got nur from Kaaba, you got darajat from Kaaba. But if you come back and you sin and you again look at Ghair Mahram, you lose it. You will lose it. You will even lose the memories. Yes, believe me. If the person, they will even forget. You try to tell them, no, didn't you go on Hajj 7 years ago? They say, yeah, I remember. I said, do you remember how you felt when you did tawaf? No, I don't remember that anymore. I said, you went Hajj 7 years ago? Yes, I remember I went. Do you remember how you felt when you stood at the road of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? I can't remember how I felt. I know I went, but I can't remember anything about how I felt. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine? Lose yaqeen. Lose. You'll lose it if you do sin. Now you understand the danger of sin. You understand the price of sin, the cost of sin, the damage caused by sin. And you work so hard sometimes to get yaqeen. Whole Ramadan you fasted. Oh, mashallah, you spent money, you did so much mushakkat, difficulty to go on Hajj. And you lose it. Lose it. People go out for dawah 3 days, 40 days, 4 months. You come back, you sin, you lose it. You spend time with Shaykh, you spend 1 year with Shaykh. You come back, you do sin, you will lose it. Allahu Akbar Kabira, Allah Bare. Samne na? Nobody has ever successfully disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nobody ever will. Second way you can lose yaqeen is called ghafla. Now ghafla is lesser than sin. Ghafla means you involve yourself in lagh, fudul, wasteful, idle things. Let me give you a practical example. You spent some good time on deen. So I gave all the examples already, ibadat, shaykh, ilm, tabligh, zikr, umrah, whatever. And then you come back home and you just start surfing the news. Then you start surfing sports. Then you watch a sports match. Then you read an auto magazine. Now, none of these things technically are sin in of itself, but it's ghafla. You keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Then you move to novels, this, that, newspaper, keep doing it. You will lose the yaqeen you got. Lose it. You will lose it. Ghaflat is dangerous. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, listen to Quran, وَلَا تَكُمْ مِنَ الْغَافِلِينَ. Allah ta'ala said, don't let yourself be from the people who forget Allah. Don't do it. So now it doesn't matter. If I find, I'm a mufti, I'll tell you, it's not haram. Sometimes Allah ta'ala uses this, don't do something, but He means it's what we call makruh. So does it make a difference to you when Allah ta'ala is telling you not to do something? You don't do it, that's called abd. You don't look into this question, well, it's not sin, it's ghaflat, it's okay, it's just a soccer match. It comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. If you're ready to pay the cost, so be it. Third way a person can lose yaqeen. That's called ujub. Ujub means that they're not doing sin, they're not in ghafla, and now they feel a sense of accomplishment, achievement, attainment in deen. They start viewing themselves as something. Allah Ta'ala will take it away. They start viewing themselves as a big da'i, big shaykh, big imam, big alim, big khadim, big committee member, big donor. नहीं समझे? सबको छेड़ दिया, किसी को छोड़ा तो नहीं? Huh? Start viewing themselves as something. Allah Ta'ala will take it away. Take it away. You are nothing. If you are something, it's because Allah Ta'ala gave you something. Now you think you are something, I put you back into nothing. Very long hadith, some of you would have heard in Saheh, in Bukhari and Muslim, and also in Urdu books like Maruful Hadith and others, about those 3 people, if you remember, the bald and the leper and the blind, and the angel comes and gives them things, right? What was it? Same story. Allah Ta'ala took them from nothing, made them something, and then checked. You think you're something, or you remember you're nothing? 2 of them, they started thinking they were something. Allah Ta'ala put them back in nothing. The last one, he remembered he was nothing. He remembered, no, I'm nothing. Allah Ta'ala kept him in his yaqeen, kept him where he was. Allah gave him more. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. You're grateful to me, Allah will give you more. Shukr means you attribute it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hamd and shukr means you attribute it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Fatiha, Alhamdulillah. Allah ta'ala cleaned it from the start. Sara mamla ko saaf kar diya. Alhamdulillah, all praise is to Allah. He is everything, you are nothing. Any something you have is because He gave it to you. On your own, you are nothing. Without His tawfiq, you are nothing. Without His fazl, you are nothing. Without His karam, you are nothing. That's called abd, and that's what abd is. A slave says, yeah, I'm nothing without my master. That's what it means to be a slave, I'm nothing. So, no, but you have clothing. My master gave it to me, I'm nothing without my master. No, but you seem like you're an intelligent fellow. My master taught me. That's how the slave talks, my master taught me. You keep trying on the slave, you try to convince him is something, he will insist, I'm nothing, my master is everything. Why am I nothing? Because my master is everything. If I am something, it means he's not everything, because I'm something. So how can I be something when he is everything? He is everything, I'm nothing. Alhamdulillah. Third way a person loses yaqeen. And this can happen even to people in deen. Even in the path of tasawwuf, people have written a person who got kashf, karamat. These are not maqsood. But they start thinking, they start enjoying kashf and karamat. Allah Ta'ala made them into nothing. Why did you get involved in that? Why did you start caring about that? So 3 ways I told you to lose yaqeen. So last thing is how to regain yaqeen. It will also be how to gain yaqeen or how to regain yaqeen. Alright? First step is tawbah. You have to make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us for our previous sins. Beg Allah ta'ala to take us out of our present sin. And beg Allah ta'ala to keep us away in the future from sin. That's called tawbah. All 3. Forgiveness for previous sin, removal from present sin, and hifaza. Any subject preservation from future sin. Is also part of being nothing. I cannot save myself from sin in the future. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Allah Ta'ala, you can save me from sin in the future. Today I didn't save myself from sin. If today I didn't look at a ghair mahram, it's not because I'm some muttaqi person. It's because Allah Ta'ala, you saved me from looking at ghair mahram today. I need you again tomorrow. I will need you every day. If I prayed Fajr today, it's because you guided me to Fajr. Every morning I need you to guide me to Fajr. I need more. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Tawbah. Second way is ibadah. Ibadah. You will see in Arabic language, abid and abd. These 2 words are related to each other. Abid and abd. You cannot be abd without being abid. This is where a lot of people make mistake. You cannot be abd without being abid. You will not be able to be obedient slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So increase your ibadah, He will increase you in your ubudiyyah. You have more worship, He will give you more obedience. You more worship, He will give you even more obedience. Even more worship, He will give you more obedience. And then you will get back onto your yaqeen. You will get back onto your tawbah and ibadah. In ibadah is many. Tilawat, zikr, so many things in ibadah. Tawbah and ibadah. Third and final thing, how to regain or gain your yaqeen is khidmah. Khidmat of deen. Can be khidmat of deen like dawah, ilm, zikr. Can be khidmat of poor and needy like your Ummah Welfare Trust. MashaAllah. Can be khidmah of your own parents. Can be khidmah of a stranger. Can be khidmah of a traveler. Can be khidmah of the sick. Khidmah. Allah Ta'ala says in Quran, if you help deen, Allah will help you. Allahu Akbar. If you help deen, Allah Ta'ala will help you. Literally, in Tansurullah, if you help Allah Ta'ala, but what he means is if you help the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala will help you. Tawbah, ibadah, khidmah. Tawbah, ibadah, khidmah. 3 ways to regain yaqeen. 3 ways to lose yaqeen: sin, ghafla, and ujub. And then I mentioned to you in the beginning, what is yaqeen? And that you get yaqeen by reflecting on the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His names, the verses in hadith in which He has described Himself, and the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has put in His creation. Once you get this yaqeen, you will know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then you will love Him and you will fear Him. And you will enjoy deen. And in the middle, I also told you to have sukoon in your home. This is my advice for you tonight. May Allah Ta'ala accept it from us. Allah Ta'ala give me and you and all of us tawfiq to do amal. Those who are present, those who are listening, wherever, whenever they may be. And may Allah Ta'ala grant us a life of sukoon and a life of yaqeen. Because ultimately that is what will happen in akhirah. Jannat is a place of sukoon and Jannat is a place of yaqeen. And Allah Ta'ala gave Kamil Hidayat called Deen of Islam. And what does that mean? You can get akhirat in dunya. You can get Jannat in dunya. What does it mean? You can get sukoon in dunya. And you can get yaqeen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Make dua subhana rabbil ala wa haballahu salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. Ya Allah, Rabbi Kareem, protect us from every sin, Ya Rabb. Protect us from losing our yaqeen. Protect us from losing our amal. Protect us from losing our feelings. Protect us from losing our iman. Ya Rabbi Kareem, we seek refuge in you from shirk. We seek refuge in you from shak. We seek refuge in you from shaitan. We seek refuge in you from our nafs. We seek refuge in you from fitna. We seek refuge in you from dajjal. We seek refuge in you from all the things that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sought refuge in you from. Ya Rabbi Kareem, keep us in your hifaza. Grant us always in your aman. Grant us a life of sukoon. Grant us a home of sukoon. Ya Rabbi Kareem, those of us who are married, make us better husbands. Those of us who are parents, make us better fathers. Those of us whose parents are alive, make us better sons. Those of us who are friends and neighbors, make us better friends to one another, better neighbors to one another, better fellow mu'mineen to one another. Ya Rabbi Kareem, put sukoon in our home, put sukoon in our marriage, put sukoon in our children. Do hifazat of the iman of our children, Ya Rabb. Make our children firm on deen, steadfast on deen. Do hifazat of iman of all of our nasl to yawm al-deen. Let there never ever be anyone who questions iman, doubts iman, loses iman, leaves iman. Grant each and every one of our family, friends, neighbors, ummah, Ya Rabbi Kareem, kamil yaqeen, kamil iman. Ya Rabbi Kareem, करम का मामला फरमा, अपना फजल का मामला फरमा, इनायत का मामला फरमा, अपने रहमत दे दीजिए, मग़फ़िरत दे दीजिए, हिदायत दे दीजिए, हिफाजत में साम दीजिए। या रब्बी करीम, गुनाहों को माफ़ फरमा, गफ़लतों को माफ़ फरमा, हमारे तमाम गुनाहों को नेकियों में तब्दील फरमा, गफ़लत में जो वक्त गुजारा उसको ज़िक्र में तब्दील फरमा। या रब्बी करीम, जो लापरवाही में वक्त गुजारा उसको खिदमत दावत में तब्दील फरमा। उम्मत का दर्द नसीब फरमा, गम नसीब फरमा, अपना रंग सिबगतुल्लाह अता फरमा, दुनिया का जंग अतार दीजिए, अपना रंग दे दीजिए। या रब्बी करीम, गैर महरम की मोहब्बत से महफूज फरमा, गैर महरम से नज़र से बचा, गैर महरम के शऊर से बचा। हमें बस आपका शऊर चाहिए, आपकी याद चाहिए, आपका ज़िक्र चाहिए। आप मेहरबानी कर लीजिए, अता फरमा दीजिए, दे दीजिए या रब, दे दीजिए या रब। या रब्बी करीम, rescue us या रब from the dirty, the filth of our mind, rescue us from the dirty thoughts, from the dirty glances, from the bad feelings. Ya Rabbi Kareem, increase us in our love for you and our fear of you and our yaqeen on you and our knowledge of you. Make us from your arifeen mu'mineen, muttaqeen mu'mineen, salihin mu'mineen, awwabeen mu'mineen, tawwabeen mu'mineen, mukhlisin mu'mineen. Ya Allah, Ya Rabbi Kareem, we make dua for the whole ummah, Ya Rab. Send your hidayah on the ummah, your rahmah on the ummah, maghfirah on the ummah. Grant sukoon to this ummah, Ya Rabbi Kareem. Make dua for the Mazlumeen, mutaassirin, the refugees, the war affected, the disaster stricken, the homeless, the poor, the destitute, Ya Rabbi Kareem. Send your special rahmah on them and raise from the ummah again those who will do khidmah of them, those who will defend them, those who will honor them, those who will rescue them, those who will help them, Ya Rabbi Kareem. Ya Rabbi Kareem, grant sukoon in our lands, sukoon in our homes, grant sukoon and salam in the world, Ya Rab. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على حبيبه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين.